Hello everybody! It's me. Welcome to a video. This is kind of a weird start, but let me explain, okay? Let me explain. So basically, I'm going to a convention for the very first time ever soon, and I also decided I might as well do my first ever cosplay. This video is going to be chronicling all of that. Essentially, I have chosen to go as Jason Voorhees just because I thought that would be fun. In order to start, I might as well begin with the things that I did not make, that I did not customize in any way. These I purchased because I knew my capabilities were limited. I also just didn't have that much time. So the first thing that I have is this kind of like rubber latex mask. I believe they're called hoods, where basically I put this on and then I get to become sort of Jason a little bit. As you can see, the opening in the back here is pretty big, and what I've learned is that I'm gonna need to secure this in some way. So this is the back, and because I have a fat head and a lot of hair, what I will probably need to do is cut like holes in this so it can be like tied together. And I don't know what the best way to actually go about like connecting those is, because literally I was like, oh, I'll just have like Allie or Maddie fucking zip tie me, lock me into this thing. And that is still a possibility. You probably saw it, but whenever I show off one of these items, I'm gonna put on screen where they actually came from, where I got them. I believe I got all of them off of Etsy. And then, of course, you need your mask as a Jason. So I'm going for a hockey mask Jason, and this is the mask that I chose. I believe this is kind of roughly based around Friday Part 3 mask. I didn't really necessarily care about which specific iteration. I just wanted to go with one that I thought looked good, and I think Part 3 Jason looks pretty good. So this is the mask. I mean, I can put it on just normally. See? There we go, that's me, and I think that this is very fun. And then the last thing that I got, which was kind of like a last minute thought or addition, because Jason has a face that is not normal. He's kind of, you know, like one side of his face is kind of slouchy. So I wanted to kind of make that, I wanted to make it look like that instead of it just being me. What I got is I got one of these little custom latex. Normally people will put them on a bust, so if someone wanted to display this, they could put the mask on and this underneath it, and it's a little like just little face bit that you put on so you can see the eyes under it. I have cut it in half so that I can use one of these eyes underneath. I'm probably going to use this one, basically just to give you an idea of what that looks like. I don't fully know how I'm going to secure this because I could just tape it or glue it to the mask, but it's gonna look something like this. Now, I think what I will try to do is maybe put some sort of like padding into the mask so that it stands a little bit further away from my face, and similarly put it so that this is a little bit away from the mask so it's not right up against it. I'm not entirely sure if that's how it's gonna go. I also have to like trim it some because you can see part of like the skin through the holes and whatnot. That's the general idea there. All right, and I have officially glued in the eyeball piece for the mask. I took the little parts off that actually allows you to wear it. I feel like I might add some gloss to the blood here, maybe, like only up on this part, but I'm not sure yet. But here's the inside. It looks a little silly. I also added some little foam padding here, just, you know, using super glue. And this is also super glue. And I definitely didn't get any on my fingers. This is just here, just kind of like pat it out so when my face is squished against it, it doesn't push too far in. But I used some foam that's just kind of glued in here, and it's out of the way of the holes, so it's good. I think I'm pretty much done with everything. I added the fake eye to the mask. I super glued the eye to some foam and then that over the hole because I didn't want it to be directly up against the mask. There's J-Boy. And then for the clothes, I once again decided to go for more of a part 3 look. So I decided to look for, you know, like kind of a dark green work short shirt. Jesus, Ryan. It looks not green on camera. It looks like brown gray, but it is a dark green, and it's just a Dickies like long sleeve pocket work shirt type of thing. This has worked fairly good in the past when I did a little trial error thing. I'm gonna die. And then what I want to do is I want to distress this a little bit. I want to add blood and whatnot. So I want to make it look a little more interesting. Okay, I have done some work. Now it's a little bit hard to tell like from afar. In the light, it looks more distressed, which is from me just rubbing sandpaper on it. I cut like little holes in here. And what I found helps is if you cut the holes and then sandpaper it, it kind of makes it look more distressed and worn. So I kind of went over pretty much this whole thing. Again, it's hard to see. It's mostly just small details anyway. I don't need it to be that big. I'm not going for like zombie Jason, so it doesn't need to be terribly distressed, but I'm making progress. Jason also has an undershirt in part 3, so I got just a white shirt, which is I think the same type of undershirt he has. I'll add some blood to this. This one doesn't need as much because it's really only like, I'm covering the mic. It's really only like this top bit here that would be visible. And then I got some pants as well. So I got more kind of a work pant type of deal. These are Dickies as well. This probably looks about the same color as the shirt, but this is actually gray. And I ordered them so that the leg was actually a little bit long. Hopefully, I haven't tested that because I kind of want to just like cut up the ends and just make it look all frayed and whatnot. Okay, the first thing on my agenda is the pants. I know, dogs out for free. You're welcome. So as you can see, the pants are long, which is what I wanted. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to like mark roughly where I want them to end. I got a Sharpie, and so now I can kind of be like, all right, I want them to hang maybe around here, and then you maybe around there, and then we'll cut that, I guess. Okay, so here we are, but I have the mark now, and so I can go ahead and cut this and see how it feels maybe. Okay, I have gone ahead and I've, you know, done some cutting and some ripping on these. I put some holes in them as well. It's not the best looking thing, but ultimately I think once I just kind of put some gross brown dirt and shit on it, it'll help look a little better. And then I haven't tested these out fully to see if they'll be comfortable enough, but I found these boots in a Goodwill, so I will hopefully be wearing these, and these I can also, you know, put some blood splatter on or something if I so choose. They were basically my size, so I'm hoping that it'll be fine. Alright, hey, what's up? Hello! I fixed the boots. They were a little bit loose. Mostly just this bit. The rest of the foot is fine. It's just that this was a little too big, so I literally put holes into the boots, and then I grabbed some old laces and I put them around so that you can tighten it up a little bit, and it works good enough for me. They're still comfortable-ish, so I'll take it. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, Ryan, are you just gonna go with a machete? No. Of course I'm not. Who do you think I am? I'm not some basic bitch. I got this thought stuck in my head where I wanted to be fun and I wanted to stand out. And I know that one of my favorite, most camp kills in the movies is when Jason slams the girl in a sleeping bag against the tree. Also, Kane Hodder's favorite kill. And so I said, okay, hear me out. What if I carried a sleeping bag around with me with somebody inside? So that's what I fucking did. Now, sleeping bags are actually scarily expensive, but I was able to find this nice yellow one on eBay for much cheaper. It was like slightly used, and for my purposes, I don't care about that. So I am going to be carrying this around with me. I specifically wanted a yellow sleeping bag because that's the same one in the movie. It looks like it looks in the movie, which makes me very happy. So I am, of course, going to also be adding like fake blood and stuff to this. So now I am testing some blood. I have a feeling it's gonna dry darker, which is why it's so bright right now. But I'm just doing a small little test, and if it needs to be darkened, I can do that, and we'll go from there. Okay, update. I think on the sleeping bag, this is a pretty good color. However, on the shirt, it's not very good. It's definitely too bright, like it just stands out too much. I think I will keep this one for the sleeping bag and then make a darker version for the shirt. Imagine a world where there is blood on a sleeping bag. And that is what we have. This is gonna take fucking way too long to dry, but oh well. Alright, there's something very funny to me about just having all of this just kind of hanging out, lying on my floor so that it can dry. I don't know, I think it's coming out pretty good. As this is drying, I did make a darker shade. It's kind of getting those, I don't know, it looks better to me. Like you can kind of see like up here where it looks a little bit darker, and I like that. Maybe this just means that all this blood is older, I don't know. And then on the sleeping bag here, not a lot of it is dried. I kind of patted this down just because there was a lot, and that's looking pretty good for me. I like that shade there. If I hobble on over here in a very weird fashion, I also threw it on the shirt. Only really this one area needs it because that's all you're gonna see. I think that this is also pretty good. It doesn't make the most logical sense all the time which direction the splatter's going in, but frankly, oh well. Okay, not to pat myself on the back too much, but I kind of came up with an ingenious plan to use the inside of the sleeping bag so that I don't get paint on the floor. I watered down some brown paint acrylic, and I'm just gonna kind of, you know, throw some of it on there, you know what I'm saying? And just see, you know, how well it does or doesn't work. Ultimately, I'm kind of fine if it doesn't work that well, because either way, it'll just look like mess. And then the mud, I think, is also looking pretty good. That looks like genuine mud. Okay, so it's a different day, and I did something where I added some gloss Mod Podge to some of the blood. These were kind of my tests to kind of make it look a little darker, a little more wet. And in some places, I think that it did work. Like this looks pretty good. This looks good. But in some places, it kind of came out like a little crusty. I don't know. I haven't worked with it enough to really know why. So my plan is I want to make like a very watered down red and just kind of go over it so it at least has the tint of red to it. Because it's fine if it looks a little bubbly, but I just want it to still be that red instead of looking like just white or glue that dried on it. Wow. Would you look at that? I did the rest of it outside because it would dry faster in the hot sun. It's like 85 degrees out, so I might do the other side tomorrow, but I think this side is pretty good. There's like a cluster here for where the head would theoretically be, so I don't know, I feel pretty good about it. But then the conundrum became, how do I fill it to make it look like somebody is inside? First I was like, I could fill it with like pillows or stuffing or something, but I felt like that would be kind of difficult, and I wanted it to be vaguely human sized, like correctly. And then I thought pool noodles, which I think I will use to some extent in like just to make it a little more solid and bulkier. But what I ended up deciding on doing, I used it in the background of my movie video, and I wish I had filmed an unboxing because that's funny as hell. Yeah, I got an inflatable doll. It's the correct human size. I can't show a whole lot of this, but I can show enough. So this is Barbara. I did not name her. I asked my friends, and they said she was Barbara. So this is Barbara, and Barbara will be the victim in my sleeping bag. Good for her. Shout out Barbara. Thank you for helping me out. All right, it's me. I'm back. Hello, everybody. I don't know when this is gonna play in the video, to be real with you, but I am back from the con. I'm back from my first ever convention with my first ever cosplay, and it went wonderfully. It was so much fun, and I wanted to just kind of actually talk about it a little bit and do some talking and some showing off, I guess. So first of all, I had a wonderful time. It was really fun. The first day is the day where I actually went as Jason, and it was a blast. Frankly, I'm glad I did it on the first day, which was a Friday, because it ended up being a little less busy, like less people there. And like, I do wish that more people got to see me as Jason, but at the same time, I couldn't see as Jason, so it was probably a good thing because I would have bumped into so many more people. You know, my left eye was covered, I'm looking out of a hole like this, so I really truly did not have a whole lot of great vision, and I really extremely want to thank my friends Maddie and Allie. Allie went as Pinhead, so she was not as capable of like helping with certain things, which I fully understand, but you know, both of them invited me. They asked if I wanted to go, and I said, okay. Thank you, both of you, so much. It was a blast. I felt like we really looked good. So, yeah, Allie was Pinhead and Maddie was Coraline on the first day, and then they looked incredible the second day as well. Basically, I really want to thank Maddie for, like, helping me record videos.
How's it going, Jason? Hell yeah.
Because I wanted to turn this into a YouTube video. So I was like, Maddie, could you please help me record footage? And she was like, yeah, of course. So I really appreciate that. And both of them were constantly helping look out for me because I couldn't see and like kind of like leading the way for me. So I really appreciate that.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh god. Hey.
So yeah, it was a blast. There were quite a few people that came up to me and asked me for pictures and whatnot, so that made me really happy.
Jason! That's you, my dude. It's you. You got your own merch. Hell yeah, buddy.
There was one lady, and I didn't get her name, but I really want to shout out to her because she came up to me and she was a big fan. Like, she recognized the sleeping bag kill in particular, and she was like, that's the best kill in the franchise. I was like, yes, someone understands. So that was really lovely. Thank you for coming up to me. All of the people that enjoyed it helped make it feel worth it.
Does that represent you, Jason? He may be a murderer, but he is an ally.
And it was truly a blast, you know. I wanted to be unique. I wanted to do something different and have the sleeping bag, and it truly worked for the better.
Just dragging Barbara on the ground? Damn. The disrespect to Barbara.
I think people were like, whoa, this fucking guy brought a whole sleeping bag? That was really cool and really awesome, and I appreciate it a whole bunch. And I got pictures with people. It was really funny because sometimes I would just be walking around, and frankly, I couldn't hear very well either. I had like no peripheral vision. I couldn't hear very well. It was really funny because every once in a while, I would just hear someone like off in the distance go, that's my worst nightmare, as I walk past, and it felt really good.
Jason in the big city. Wow.
Again, when I couldn't fully hear them, but I'd hear them say something about like the sleeping bag, and I'd be like, yes, I'm glad people are recognizing it.
Doing great.
Yeah,
It's so hot out.
just a little.
Just a little bit.
I feel so naked without the mask on. I bet it looks ridiculous.
You feel exposed.
I do feel exposed.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of are.
Yeah.
And I figure I might as well show off some of the stuff that I got. Now, unfortunately, I did not plan on doing a haul at all. I didn't even really plan on getting much at all, and I kind of didn't. I don't actually know what shops a lot of these came from, so I apologize, but I'm sure you could probably reverse Google image search them and find them if they have an online store or something. But first of all, here's the ConnectiCon badge. We had the full 3-day badge. I'm glad that I get to have this. I'll probably hang it on my little wall of just stuff that I enjoy, so that's cool. Both Maddie and I got this. We have this little capybara plush, and he's so cute because he has a turtle freaking backpack. Dude, I love turtles. They're one of my favorite creatures ever. So when I saw this adorable capybara with a turtle backpack, I said, yes, I need this right now. There were some stuff there that I wanted, but I didn't get. But I ended up getting ConnectiCon shirts. So they had these like shirts from past years. This is 2018. And I really liked it in particular because of the Pearl smoking at the bar, like just done with everything. And also Mario, I mean, Doug Walker is here. I'm not a massive fan of him. I don't have anything against the guy. I just never grew up watching it or anything. Truly, I got it for Pearl, but this is just something I like because it also has ConnectiCon on it. So it's a nice little memory. Again, I don't have the shop for this, but I got this adorable Birdo charm. I absolutely love it because they don't fucking make Birdo merch. Like hardly ever. And so when I saw a Birdo, I said, I gotta get me a Birdo. And then we got dragged into this whole thing in a good way about these little clicky key fidgets. So here we have, this is the first one I got, and this is from Clickyverse. This one I do know because it's straight up on the back of the thing. And I'm just gonna do some ASMR for you. Really satisfying clickies. I like that you can just kind of hold it and click it however you want. And then I got a second one because we all did. I got this one. It's more plain because it's a little bit cheaper. I wanted the clickiest, loudest one they got, so I got this. And then on the last day, I found a couple more things that I liked. This one comes from Cinnamon Apple Crafts right there. I hope that's good enough for you to see. And I got this little Steven Universe print. It's of the diamonds, of course. And I want to put this on my wall. I don't have anything Steven Universe, but I love Steven Universe. And this print was like $10. That's great. So I wanted to get that. And then the last thing I got, because I'm crazy, I got this because the cover art is really pretty, okay? So I got this Danganronpa little gay thing going on here. It's just really cute. Nagito is one of my favorite characters from the games of all time, and I saw this and I said, well, I always want to expand my Danganronpa collection. You can't fully see it. Here it is. There's actually a statue of Nagito. This and this are Master Detective Archive Raincode. These are the manga books. These are like big collection books. There's a Monokuma somewhere. Oh, he's right here. You can't really see him though. So I wanted to get this to expand the collection. I love Danganronpa. If it's gay, then of course I want it. You know what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. That was my little haul. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed seeing my process. I would definitely go as Jason again.
What's up? Cute. Hot dog haul. Gatorade haul. Very nice. Oh, I don't know.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.